What if during hard times and hard situations, you could take a pause? And instead of diving deep and being reactive and stressing out and saying things that you'll later regret, you just paused. And not in a disassociated type of way, but in a way that just allows you to kind of gather all the facts, gather all the information before you say anything or do anything. And I know that's hard because your emotions tend to override your logic, right? Your prefrontal cortex tends to go offline, and then your emotional lizard brain steps in, and we just hope that we don't say something or do something that we're going to regret later. But what if we just are mindful enough to where I know that anytime something happens that's very stimulating, offensive, upsetting, triggering, whatever the word may be, for me, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to dive in. Instead, I'm just going to take a pause. I'm going to gather all the facts. And if I need to remove myself from the situation before I do or say anything and take a longer pause, then that's okay too. I know that there are some situations where we aren't afforded that luxury if we have to protect somebody or something is of dire emergency. But for the times when, it's not a red alert, take the pause and really ask yourself 3 questions. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? And what can I do about it? And see how that improves your thinking, see how that improves how you show up, improves relationships. Not that you're to blame, not that it's your fault that things are going awry. That's not what this is all about. But when things go awry, how to not be defeated by it and how to still step into your own leadership and your own calling in that moment to show up differently than those around you, to show up in your power, and to show up with love and understanding, and to not add to the difficult situation, but to hopefully help people out of the difficult situation. Not that that's your responsibility. Ultimately, it's everybody has their own journey to walk, but at least for you and yours, you'll be able to say, hey, I took the pause, I gathered all the information, I didn't become overly reactive and do or say something that I regret, and I was able to show up in a way that was helpful for either myself or those around me. So take a pause, think about that, and be encouraged. It's a journey, and things like this aren't going to happen overnight. Changes don't happen overnight necessarily. When they do, that's great. But for the most part, it's a journey. It's a step-by-step process. Could take days, could take weeks, months, or years. The important thing is to not give up and to keep going. Keep taking those pauses and understand mistakes are going to happen. It doesn't mean we have to throw everything away just because we make a mistake. Alrighty, so be encouraged, be blessed. God loves you, and so do I.